Oh, you?
Yo, listen,
You act like I
Jordan
don't
is
know what you
right there,
capable
bro.
of.
I ain't gonna hold you, man. Like,
Can we put some money on the floor, like a little friendly? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're capable of, but I'll definitely hear it though. You
Nah,
definitely call me.
I don't know if capable. Yeah, capable might be the right word, but like I've been in tune. You know what I mean? Since the very beginning. So it's like I think self-awareness is like the biggest thing with this. Like I'm not a fool in any form or fashion. I would never even play like that. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
the first step. I know what I could do. So I be kind of tripping. You know, I speak to a few people and give a little insight on what I think here and there. But I ain't out the loop. And at the
Mm.
end of the day, I come from the cloth of this shit. Like I come from all of the elements that thrived in battle rap, probably outside of the theatrics. That's the battle rap that I was a fan of.
The same like shit that Cassidy come from.
Yeah, yeah, I would assume
That's what I'm saying. Like
around that same time.
it was the same shit. He felt like the same thing. I'm in tune. We heard in his bars he been following. We heard in his interviews he been following. But it takes a while to get in tune. To get in tune, you actually got to be active. You can't just be watching.
Nah, that's a
You
fact.
got you only gonna learn from the experience.
That's
You
a
can
fact.
watch it and be like, yo, I could do this, I could do that. Then when you get up there, you know what? I should have did it like this. I should have did it like that. That's what makes niggas
Yo,
get
J,
better
yo,
after
J
they get
Black,
going.
they got this word. I think it's pronounced anomaly. So every now and then you get these motherfuckers that just kind of like come outside and just be different. When I came outside rapping, I was different, bro. I'm talking 13, 14. I was giving niggas a problem. So yeah, I get you in most cases. I ain't most cases.
We still got to see it
No,
though,
that's a
Saint.
fact.
The anomaly got to happen for it to be an
No, it
anomaly.
just got to happen again.
There ain't no
It,
hypothetical
but
anomalies.
just know that it will
I
be
like
happening for
this.
the second time.
I like
When,
this.
when was the first
When
time?
I came outside at 13.
That wasn't
I
that
like
ain't what
this.
we do today
Yeah,
though. That ain't what we do today though.
yeah.
Trust me,
I
it
was
will.
outside at 13 too.
Yeah, but I didn't.
There's stories about me and Yonkers for sure. Footage, everything. It's still different now.
Yeah.
It's still different.
Is it really that
So
different?
we gotta see that anomaly. Yes, it's very
What's the
different.
biggest difference?
I would have to show you better than I could tell you.
I like that. I like
Talk
that.
crazy. Let's
It would have to
go.
be that. Nah, because I could tell you a
I
bunch of
like
shit.
this,
That
man.
don't mean I know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm just talking about the nuance, just from an outsider. Like what's the biggest adjustment?
It's just the experience, man. I think that's the key. I think that's
You
all it
can't
is,
you
because that's
can't
how
put
you
it on
learn.
all experience because twerk came out the door killing niggas. So it's not
Nah,
always experience. Like some people just
it's a,
have those it factors that could move the whole fucking needle with a game. It's not just seasoned vets that's having an impact on the culture.
I mean, twerk had to do some polishing too, though. Pause.
No, that's a fact.
Twerk is eons above than where he was when he first started.
But not first started, but when you first had an impact. That's a good question too. Like, what's your prime? What you think your prime is, or do you feel like you're still like in your prime?
I don't even know. That's a good question. I mean, you could say that going off the year that I had last year is one of them. I don't think there's. I think you could be in multiple primes.
No, facts. So I'm saying it more like because people compare me to like the mixtape banks, and then like as I developed into the mainstream artist. It's two different things. Like you can feel like you better as you get older because your wordplay experience and just being more polished, like you said. But
Yeah.
people always gonna have their pick. Like, nah, I fuck with this version of him more. So I was just curious to know, like, which version of you do you think is a better prime? Like, is it now or is it
Yeah,
before?
I
Just
think
your
I'm
style.
style. I'm way better now than I ever been, and I'm gonna get better if I keep going, because that's what I'm doing. I'm battling the last time you seen me, and then I'm using my critiques on certain shit. If I speak about something that I'm seeing that I don't like, I try to work on it to show it in my performance versus just being a nigga that's complaining about it. That's why when you ask me, like, what's the difference? I wasn't just talking shit when I'm saying I have to show you better than I could tell you. I really meant that because it's more so of a show. than just speaking about it. But yeah, right now, I mean, shit, of course, because it comes with wisdom and experience. I'm the most experienced I've ever been. So that's why I feel like I'm the best I've ever been.
Right. Sometimes it's just a little. I know it gets frustrating, right? Because it's only really one period of time you can make people. People love the Air Force One, right? But it was a prime for the Air Force One as well. It might have been two primes, right? It was a prime for us, and then it was a prime for like G Herbo and them. You feel me? But that second
That's a
prime
fact.
for us, it might not be the same. And I think that's the biggest hurdle as an artist is growing. In that growth, you're gonna leave some people behind that want to live vicariously through who you were in your content in your earlier prime. But you as an artist are feeling like you said, like right now, 10, 15 years later, you feel like you're way better than you were back then. But it's people who just don't grasp that concept because subject matter wise and ignorance, and it's a certain level. That's why people are like, yo, go back to this style or do the punchlines. I'm like, yeah, it was a certain level of ignorance in things that I might have known or knew better, but was young enough to be ignorant. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
now I'm old enough to know better and less ignorant. So it's like you would have to find ways to tap into that, like kind of like when Jay did American Gangster. Like it was a way to get the content off, but he was speaking like from the perspective of somebody else, like a concept.
No, yeah, I like that point. I
Yo,
like
Jay
that point a
Black,
lot.
what we doing? This the last year?
It's the last year, champ.
You said
2025.
2025.
Yeah.
He
Damn.
running on us, man.
So
I'm still in the culture.
damn.
Nah, fuck all that.
That's not running, but why I gotta keep something up for 10 years?
Yeah.
Support go down
Yes.
and down and down.
I ain't going front, Black. You might have to like y'all might have to just throw like your own little event. Just with those two battlers. Like if you really ending it this year, I think it should be like the play in, like the top four. Like, you know what I
Or do a
mean? Like,
champion tournament.
yeah, do like a
That's
champion
fire.
tournament. You
Yeah.
feel me? You take the top six or whatever, and semifinals, finals, shit like that. So that way it ain't nothing left, to be discussed. Ain't no arguments. Like at the end of the day, y'all controlled your own
It's
fate.
always
Who
an
was
argument.
champion?
It's always an argument.
I mean, not
Think
with
about battle
judges.
rap.
Not with judges.
They
You got,
argue our decision. We judge the hands versus
hey,
the dice. They arguing about that.
yo, argue all you want, brother. Make the fan vote 50%. Make the culture, the staff, the J Blacks of the world, y'all 25, and make the well, you can't make the artists because there's too many relationships. Well, make some industry artists the other 25%.
I see what I could do, but we definitely was talking about a 4-man tournament at the end.
Yeah, that'd be fire.
So I mean, we're gonna see what's possible. At the end of the day, it comes down to, like, paying the artists. And I'm not a league owner. I don't pay the artists. But if I could facilitate a situation where they can get pay-per-view or they can get YouTube drop percentages that's going to be favorable for them, I think that could be a possibility. But you have to start off not getting anything. A lot of guys get deposits. Like if this came about, there would be no deposits. There'd be a promise, I guess. Like, okay, you're locked in for this amount of percentage for this battle. Then if you win, we based on what we got from the people, y'all get this. And it could be more than 10,000. If we do it that way, it could be like, yo, damn, the pay-per-view sales equaled up to 30 or 40,000. We talking heavy now. So we got to think about this towards the end. But we at the end of the day, we have to do a panel to, I guess, lock in who's in the final four. Like we're saying, who's Cody top five? We don't know who's Cody top five right now. Anything can happen. I tell people all the time, like, okay, we had a year where it was shout out to Swamp and Suge. They was in the spaces arguing. People felt it was between them two. It's no slight to them. But Nitty won that year. So we don't know who's number 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, or 10 until it's that time of us to have a full conversation. So I think we still need to have a panel to lock in the top 4, and then put the top 4 in no order, and then do the tournament. But I'm saying this is possible. If the battle rappers work with me, they respect the process. I've been in the game for at least doing Cody for damn near 10 years for 2025. Trust this process, and we can make something happen.
Let's do it for 2024. Take the top four and make a tournament out of it right
So
now.
you're saying do it for that now?
We could. You ain't selected a Cody yet, right?
We haven't, but that's when that's harder to do, especially if that's changing the rules. We're in January, so if we change something for 2025, that makes sense. But if you change the rules for 2024 at the last minute, that screams conspiracy.
Man, it's gonna be a conspiracy regardless, man.
Oh, yeah, because I'm involved. I know. People had conspiracies about Cody because I named it champion of the year. Like, yo, why y'all allowing Jay Black to name champion of the year champion? I'm like, what the hell is going on? People was actually behind that. Like, that makes sense. How the fuck that makes sense? So it's gonna be conspiracies regardless, but I don't know. We'll see.
You ain't going nowhere, man.
I'm
We
not.
holding Jay
Cody
Black
is.
hostage.
But Cody
Fuck out
is
of
though.
here, nigga. LeBron
We
did
we
20
we, we
something
gonna
years.
try
You
to.
could do 20 something years, nigga.
But maybe I could put Cody in the right hands and continue that way. Like, okay, we still got Cody, but now someone else is in charge of it.
Your hands is the right hands. Boy, ain't nobody finna keep stroking your ego. Just sit
I'm just
down.
saying. I'm just
Yo,
saying.
hey, Black, can I ask a question?
What's up?
Have you ever said why you don't want to do Cody again after 25?
Well, yeah, I broke it down.
He
I
tired of
did.
robbing the culture.
Right. Right. I broke it down before. Multiple reasons. I think. Shout out to everybody in this chat right now. Some of us have kids or whatever it is, or some of us don't. But I feel like when you have a kid, the focus is supposed to be on the child. I'm not finna run around and go crazy like I do for like 3 months out of the year when I have my priority is gonna be the kid. You're not finna have me arguing this person, that person about this or that when I have a child.
Huh.
Not finna
Huh.
raise money for this and that when I have a child.
What that's
I'm
supposed to
about to
mean?
raise money for my child, and I plan within a year or two to have a child at some point. That's it. That's all. Simple reason.
Okay.
That's not
Are
the
you
I thought
inviting
crazy.
I thought
anybody from
Cody
the
was your
culture to
baby.
the baby shower, man, and the
I
gender
thought
reveal?
Champion
Who
was your
said it's
baby.
happening? Huh?
I thought Champion was your baby.
It is it's just
Happened to
growing up.
that? You abandon your baby or you giving
It's
it up
it's
for
it's, it's not
adoption?
He is
You want
at
Jamaican.
the
somebody
end of
to
the day.
adopt it?
At the end of the day, if Champion was my baby, it's a grown person right now, bro.
So that's why I
I
think
know it's only 7 years
It's
old. It's only eight
no,
years
no.
old. You
Champion
would kick your
Very,
baby
very
out
on
at
brand.
eight?
I ain't gonna
Champion
hold you.
started in
Very on
2017.
brand.
Right, so
Champion
it's
started in
8 years old.
2017.
How
Nah,
you kicking somebody out at eight?
no. It's gonna end it.
Hey, it's a
Hold on, it's gonna
doggy.
end
It's
in
dog years, boss.
2025. The last panel is in 2026. That's a grown. That child can run now. What we talking about?
All right, man. John, could we ever see a you and Lloyd Banks happen as a battle?
That's up to PLK, man. He hold the power.
Yo, listen, man, y'all
I'll
cut
be
it out,
honored
man.
though. I'll be
Y'all
honored.
niggas leave me the fuck alone, B. Y'all, try, y'all trying to take the attention off of what y'all got going on. Let's ask some battle rap questions. What's the
Nah, we
what,
need
what's
niggas like you right now because you was a nigga that seen the industry success that people actually believe in when it come to battle rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas actually feel like, see, you think niggas sleep on you. Like niggas think you
I
what
do.
you ain't.
I honestly do.
Nah, see,
But
that's
I
where you
don't
got it
at the same
fucked up
time. I
at.
don't.
Nah,
But
nobody
I want to
sleep on you. No way.
not to a certain extent. It's not like a sleep type of thing. And I actually appreciate you too, John, for even like just throwing my name in the mix. Like to me, that's enough for me. You feel me? Like just to be brought up in the conversations. Like, cause it's motherfuckers at home that's tight that they not brought up in the conversations.
That's what I'm saying. That the energy is different around you than any other industry nigga. And I'm not saying that because you here. It's like because nigga, I was listening to them tapes too. I know who I'm talking to. And everybody in here know who they talking to. When it come to bars or
Mm.
anything like that, niggas feel like you are more capable. You pose more of a threat than anybody else we seen come back. So that anomaly shit you talking about, we know that's a possibility. We just want to see it.
Nah,
We just want to see it.
I hear you. I'm just like I said, I'm a fan like of the culture for a long time. So I'm not gonna let y'all like scapegoat. I'm genuinely concerned about the battle rap, the culture, and where we are right now. Like I want to know. I'm intrigued of like where it's gonna go within y'all. Like who has the highest ceiling from the new guys, like potential wise. Like what battle is needed. What's the pros and the cons? Like what can you genuinely say is the biggest thing missing from battle rap, and what is the best thing that's been added to the culture in the last 10 years. Because the people I speak to, these are the questions I'll be asking. Like,
Yeah, man, that's real. I think it come back down to like, man, like I say, all that shit go back to like being accessible, like to and easy for people to find it again. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like that's with anything, man. Like a lot of motherfuckers don't even know where to watch battles at or what league. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different leagues, there's so much stuff going on. So battle rap is all over the place. So unless you really just a person like yourself or like any of us that's in this space that's really, really tuned in, you only gonna kind of keep up with like who you rock with. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be people that's just fans of Gotti that tune in to Gotti. Might be niggas that just fans of John that tune into what he got going on. So I think it's more so of us finding a way to make that shit more easier, digestible for just the average person. Like what we were saying earlier, like reaching out to outside outlets, you know what I'm saying, to get them more involved instead of just reaching out within this culture. You know what I'm saying?
That's
And
what
I
it
think,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, we
Go
need
ahead.
more outside resources. Like we have them, but we gotta like show it's worth it for them outside resources to tap in. You know what I mean? If we all ain't moving on one accord, they gonna look at this shit like, man, them niggas is just running them up.
I was just about to say that, right? Like, I ain't going to front. Like, I enjoy the blogs, period. Like, before, after the battles. But I ain't going to front. Like, the blogs I enjoyed the most was, like, when y'all all be outside together. Like, 6, 7 of y'all just talking shit amongst each other as giants. I feel like that's necessary because, and I'm not just saying that, from the outside looking in. I'm saying that from my genre too. Like I always felt like that. Like motherfuckers waited too long to actually start communicating, and it's no excuses now. When I first came in the game, it wasn't no DMs and no shit like that. So it was real easy to control people. Um, you actually felt like you was riding or dying for like Def Jam or Interscope or what I'm saying. It was like a weird energy where it's like now y'all kind of got the power and the information to get together. I just think that'd be dope if, like you said, y'all get on one accord. Not everybody, but just the people who are on the same page and not just vocally do it, but visually show it and spark some energy.
I mean, I think everybody that's in the speaker spot is financially invested in the growth of battle rap. That's why we even having this dialogue. But I do think for me, I see that people need a bridge for more visibility. We need major artists collaborating with battle rappers. We need to create a battle rap music industry, if you will, even if you're not battling, but just you even pulling up to the space to speak is a way of elevating the culture. You know what I'm saying? And letting people know who's watching. A lot of times battlers don't even know who's really appreciating what they do because they don't get that direct feedback. So all of us are contributing in some type of way to growing the culture. You know what I'm saying? So salute.
With that being said, you're gonna answer the question: who got the highest ceiling from the new dogs?
The
everybody
new
everybody
niggas,
went mute when I asked that
Oh,
question.
from
the
the
new
new
niggas
dude.
is
Who gonna
Eunice.
turn
Eunice,
the
no
tide?
question. Eunice,
Eunice.
Eunice is the new nigga. I'm
I
the most
seen a
invested
clip.
in
I
that
seen
nigga.
like 2 clips of him. I haven't seen enough.
You seen him in Nitty battle?
I didn't see that one yet, and that goes
That's one
that
of the
goes back
ones.
to what Gotti was saying. Like, just it's kind of like the NBA, right? Like, and the music. Like, when I was coming up, it was like you didn't get to pick and choose. Nothing was on demand since like the box. I don't know if y'all old enough to remember the box
Yeah,
type
niggas
shit
remember
where you
Box
sit
for
like
sure.
that.
Man, Ralph McDaniels, nigga. Come on, stop
Even
playing.
with that, it was payola with that. It's no coincidence we saw Bone Thugs and Harmony, 1,000
30
times a
times a
day.
day word.
Right. So they made you
So, so
believe you was a part of the process. But what I'm saying is, like, you see how like even the NBA is like it's on demand now. So a lot of the stars would be superstars if it was on, NBC, ABC, shit like, back in the days. You had to come
That's a
home and
fact.
see it. Like, you had to
That's a
come home
fact.
and see fucking Bow Wow #1 on 106 in Park or the whole countdown. So it's kind of similar with battle rap now. It's like you don't, it's not just in your face because that's the only option. It's like it's on demand now. So whether you gotta go to, you know, whatever platform to watch it.
I
That's
mean,
why I don't see the battle.
bags and bodies versus the riot is going down. I think Geechee could speak to that. That's going to be nothing but new talent. Go ahead, Geechee.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely, man. Shout out, you know what I mean, my nigga Hitman, man, the boss, all them over there. We March 1st, we got an event. It's gonna be a free stream on YouTube too. You know what I'm saying? And I think we kind of came with that idea just for that same fact that it's like it's tough to break a lot of newer stars when you putting them behind them paywalls, which you can't be mad at no leagues. Like shout out URL for having the app because they've been giving free shit away for years, so they gotta recoup in any way they can. So I ain't knocking them, but far as like to get them new talent out there, like you said, like it was easier to know Michael Jordan was the coldest nigga because you going home and you watching basketball on TV and you know what I'm saying, he dropping 40, 50 on niggas. You like, okay, for sure. Then you know who else is good because you watching it, you know what I'm saying, right now. Like you said, the sport is even tougher to watch anything right now, man. Everything is kind of behind something, you know what I mean? Some kind of thing where you got to kind of invest your money into watching a lot of this shit. But it's a lot of new dudes, man. Like you said, Eunice, man. We just had Capo in here earlier, man. You know, he doing a lot of not just rapping, but he probably got the highest ceiling as far as when he promoing and doing things outside the ring and keeping his name visible. You know what I'm saying? We got dudes like Hansel, you know what I'm saying, from the West who making a lot of noise. Just had a dope battle with another young dude, Dyson, is getting a lot of controversy. So they name is in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? And just on that card alone with our card, everybody on there newer people, you know what I'm saying? So like you feel me? A lot of dope talent on there. Dollar Bill, Fate, you know what I'm saying? Just had something drop with She. We seen Dollar Bill at the source drop. So it's a lot of new dudes. I think this year, if I'm a newer battler, this is the year where I try to, separate myself from the pack. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't personally say that there's one person that's leading the pack. You know what I'm saying? Like I know we'll probably say Eunice, Hansel, Capo, the kind of like the names that you hear the most of the newer dudes. Dollar Bill been sneaking in that conversation as well, but I feel like they all still in that same little range. Like nobody really just all the way took off from the next one yet. So I think this year, if I'm them, like yeah, I'm trying to battle each other, talk shit, like you know what I mean, like get that that energy going to where motherfuckers ain't no question that when you ask that question, we'll all be in agreement. Like you know what I'm saying, like that's what I was on when I came up. When they asked who was the hottest new niggas, I needed everybody to say Geechee. You know what I'm saying? Like nigga Gotti, he the hottest nigga. He killing everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't want no 2, 3, 4 niggas names mentioned with mine. Like I'm trying to smoke all these niggas, be the hottest niggas. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Banks, though, you feel me? I was honored when Banks reached out to me when I was coming up and let the nigga know he see what I was doing and rocked with me. You know what I'm saying? So like that's the type of energy you gotta have when you coming up. Is like nigga. So like I ain't gonna say nothing. Who the hottest right now? I feel like this day year to make that claim though, Banks. You feel me? Like this, I feel like this the year where they could, set themselves apart.
Nah, listen, man, I get it. That's your humble opinion. That's the humble Geechee. The Geechee. Basically, let me tell y'all.
Why
Let me
you
tell
gotta
y'all what he's
call
saying.
me out on
Basically,
the
he's in Crip. He's pretty much saying niggas doing their thing, but they not as cold as me when I came in.
Right, right.
Hilarious.
I ain't seen that yet, man. I ain't seen that yet, man. You know what I'm saying?
Think you
I'm
willing
still
to pull up
looking,
and
man.
judge a battle?
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, I'm willing to
I
pull
know
up.
I know you busy,
Oh,
but
bless.
you willing to pull up and be in the building for a battle rap
Fuck,
event?
Yo, listen, I would have to sit
fuck.
down and have a conversation, man, because I got love for motherfuckers, but like I said, I know the culture, and
Yeah.
it's too much
Niggas be in their
sensitivity.
feelings, Banks. You hear
Yeah,
me?
I'm
Yeah.
not trying niggas making
Don't run
diss
them away,
records on.
No, no,
y'all.
I
Don't
ain't
run
gonna
them
wait. I
away.
ain't know you already know that, the boss. You know that. You already
Feel
know that.
me? I need like Jay Black gotta be like he gotta kind of like mediate that shit.
But I'm gonna say this though, man. Like and that's your humble, like what I'm saying, side right there, cause hey, feel me? Cause like John said, man, one thing niggas know, like this is battle rap, but like nigga, this niggas in here. You see my nigga Mills in there, Walker. You know what I mean? Niggas know rap, and niggas respect your opinion. So if you told some niggas some shit wasn't hot, whether nigga gonna disagree or not, niggas ain't finna be. Niggas know rap, nigga. You got platinum records, man. You got all kind of shit going on. Like you done made a career off rap, man. That's why you able to chill in the spaces with us, man. You probably got your feet kicked up watching the old, you know what I'm saying? Watching the old movie right now, man. Like you made a living off being one of the greatest rappers in this game, so you judging like motherfuckers respect your word more than you probably even give yourself credit for. You know what I'm saying? For real, for
Yo,
real.
you know what I tell people all the time, like on the rise, and when that energy is there, like just don't overlook it, like appreciate it. You gotta appreciate it in the moment because I'm telling you from experience, like those early mixtape days and shit, like when I'm getting Justo, rest in peace to Justo, when you getting those mixtape awards and shit, like you don't know, right? But looking back in hindsight, it's like them shits meant just as much as any other accomplishment that I had. And
Man,
things are
for
gonna
real.
change, right? The supporters, the fans, the people that just make up the building, the culture, shit ain't gonna stay the same. And the fact is, you might not never get that energy again. You know, I hate to make the analogy to like a drug, but it's like crack. Like that first hit, you're gonna be chasing that shit for a long time. So we'd be lucky if we get that energy again. But I'm not gonna sacrifice the accomplishments and the flowers that y'all deserve uh, just outside of what y'all done, but the impact that y'all had on people like me and just the fans in general, it was the time. As much as it was about you and you put all that work in and them hours and shit to you know, to tailor your style and shit like that, y'all kind of like represent a whole 5 to 10 year period for the culture. It just might never be the same. It's no different from mainstream hip hop and shit like that. You know, the golden era in the early '90s, and then a resurgence in the late '90s. But it might not never be that again. So that'd be my advice. Like when you guys are coming up in that moment, take that moment in and live in that moment, appreciate it, because that might be the best time. Like in hindsight, you look back, you be like, damn, I got million view battles and shit like that. But that one in the park that made your name, that might have a everlasting impact on you more than any other.
Nah, man, nah, that was some gems right there. That's real. That's real right
Love it while you got a chance. Love it while you love it, bro. Cause that's another thing. That's why I tip my hat to the, you know, the Luxes of the world and shit, you know, that, you know, been doing it for a long fucking time and just, you know, still got that love for it to put the work in to get better and better. You know, that says a lot.
there. Yeah, no, that's real. That's real. That because that love, like you say, that shit can change. Like as far as like you know what I'm saying, like over time, and that early energy, like it'd be hard to get that back. You know, you ain't never lied about that right
Yo,
there. That
especially when you go through that little resistance era.
man,
I don't know if you really
yeah.
got it. Like you might have
I
had
had one, man. I
maybe
had
like
one.
yeah, like maybe one battle.
I
I'm
had
talking about
one,
it's
man.
nigga John. It's niggas do get like 3, 4 battles stretch where it's just like you saying some phenomenal shit,
And nobody fucking with
and
you.
niggas is just tired of seeing you like
Yeah, it's just fatigue. It's like
Yeah.
visibility fatigue almost. It's like they see you so much.
facts,
It's like
facts.
they not appreciating it the same way as they did when they first seen you. Because now it's not. There's no. You lose shock value. You know what I mean? Now it damn near becomes predictable. It damn near becomes predictable. It get to a point in battle rap where you could a nigga could 30 a bunch of battlers back to back, and then it get to a point where now if you what you the last nigga you 30, it ain't nothing special no more. That's what he do all the time. Like niggas don't appreciate it. It's like the LeBron effect. LeBron been good for so long. Now he'll put up some numbers that somebody else would be in a fucking MVP conversation for. But if LeBron put up these numbers, he fell off because it's not the same numbers that he once did or at his peak or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's like he didn't.
I feel like,
It's like he didn't jump that high this time. Like he's not jumping as high.
yeah,
So it's like
like, but he's doing the same dunk though.
right, just not as high in the air. So it's like, and it's wild because even in battle rap, it's like get to a point where it's like you got to have a scandal. I got to get in a scandal or something. Like I got to get
Yeah,
shot or some shit to
yeah,
come back.
yeah,
Real
pretty
talk.
I
much,
That's
got to go
real.
to jail. I got to go get locked up, come back. Like what I got to do?
pretty
Man.
much. You got to start a full-on war, and
Yo,
then
John, you feel like mystique plays a role in your status?
in my status, like personally or just generally.
No, I'm talking about like mystique can play a role in somebody's status. Like if I don't see you for a long time, like you're automatically held high just because of the mystique of us not seeing you.
I think
But
it.
if I see you, but if we start seeing you back to back, once we knock that mystique off, you become like regular.
Yeah, I think I used to think like that was like a set thing, but I feel like it's different for each individual. Like, cause I used to feel like niggas battling back to back would was not a good thing until you get a nigga like Geechee Gotti that changed my whole perception of it. I felt like when niggas battling back to back, you gonna lower your stock. You people going like it ain't. You're not gonna go nowhere. You gonna run out these battles. Like I thought it was a terrible thing. You got I see niggas like Geechee, then you got JC. You know what I mean? Then later on, you started to get the Avs. You know what I mean? It changed my perception of it. Like, well, maybe that's not the case, but that do hurt some people and it helps some people. Like a Loaded Lux. I think if Loaded Lux battled more times throughout the year, he won't be appreciated as much. So the mystique is like perfect for him. But then you got other niggas that doesn't have the status that Lux has. So you could try to be mystical, and you're gonna be forgotten about because there's so many other battlers and the attention span that don't work for everybody. Some niggas might be Mystique and be forgotten about. Like, like you know what I mean? Because a lot of niggas is battling for relevance too. Niggas got to stay in the public eye for people to talk about them. So we gotta keep an announcement. I gotta keep it a, you know what I mean? Some niggas, but other niggas don't have to do that. Other niggas don't have to battle all the time. A nigga could just some niggas could just pop up and do an interview, and people see this interview. Damn, we want to see this nigga. We ain't seen him in a minute. What's up with him?
Yeah.
That that don't work for everybody though. If Mystique is part of your character, then yeah, that works for you. But that shit don't work for everybody.
That's a fact, because you hear people say all the time, "Well, so and so don't promote, and they so and so don't do this." You not them. I think self awareness is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? So if you may look at a Nitty and say he don't, but you rap like Nitty? You and Nitty punchlines ain't the same. Like everybody is different. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. And everybody don't have presence and aura like a Lux can, where you only pop out. John's not 100% right. I don't want to say nobody's name because then I'll be all over the blogs. But certain battlers, they try to battle once a year. Then yeah, didn't nobody watch that one either. That one got 700 views. Nobody cared about that battle day.
Yeah, that's the word right there. Self awareness. You got to know what lane you in. You know what I mean? I feel like I've identified that for myself a long time ago. Like I'm not a nigga that could just be this how I feel. Me just battling anybody any given time. Nah, I gotta take battles that I feel like is gonna matter for people to, you know what I mean? Like you got certain niggas that got styles that's just good all the time because they're exciting. They got the performance. They got the, you know what I mean? I base my style within each battle. So the battle has to matter for people to care about a John John battle. That's how I
Let me
feel. So
let me
I'm
say
not
this.
taking
Let
no
That
battles just anywhere,
that
anytime.
that's
me
why
say
it's
this though.
good.
One time, man, like you know what I mean. I'm thinking like too, like another thing that I feel like battle rap always kind of like used to call itself a sport. Motherfuckers be calling this shit a sport. Like, man, battle rap like a sport. You know what I'm saying? A word sport or whatnot. But I feel like something that we never really capitalize off of that other sports do is rematches and shit like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like LeBron and Curry gonna go against each other as many times they gotta see each other in the finals. Mahomes finna go against Hurts again. Like this is a word sport. So just cause you know what I mean, just cause you seen Mook versus Lux one time and the next time they see each other, they might say something different. We didn't build on a lot of rivalries and storylines to keep the shit going to where you want to see it again. So it'd be like really one and done, and niggas would be like, man, that nigga already battled, that nigga's over. So sometimes the shelf life, like, you know what I mean, it kind of disappear and it make it seem as if it's dying because we feel like we done seen matchups. And even though you might want to see it again, we never built the sport around niggas running it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? We don't, it's like, you really got rarely people that done battled more than once. You feel me? It's only like, that's few and far in between. I think we should have kept that type of shit going because a lot of these matchups needed storylines to keep this shit growing and a backstory and them type of, you know what I mean, to keep
Hey,